Star fam, how are we doing? Thank you so much for joining me. Happy pre-4th for those who celebrate. Happy pre-Juneteenth part 2 for those who celebrate. I just had a well, it's still going on, but I came up here to talk to you guys. Juneteenth part 2. And it was really fun. I made some watermelon juice. Oh, you can't see it. There you go. I made some mac and cheese, some collard greens, some corn. No, I didn't make the cornbread because everybody was full. We had turkey burgers. What else, Mom?
Oh, we had hot dogs,
hot dogs, hot sausage,
salmon, shrimp.
Yes. There's something else that I'm forgetting. I said the smothered string beans. I said the collard greens.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese.
Pasta salad.
Pasta salad. Yeah, that was really good. To potato salad. Yes, we had a lot of salads. We had a lot of salads. Speaking of the food, Mom, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you right there, the cheese sauce, can you turn the lids of the jars? Can you turn the lids of the jars and just put them in the fridge? If they're cool. If they're still warm, just don't.
They're still warm.
They're still warm. Okay. All righty.
They're cool, I'll put them in.
Yeah. I don't want to put them in while it's still warm. But yeah, I had a little shindig. I think I'm not doing anything tomorrow because it's just going to be crazy. I was on live, remember, and they were already doing fireworks. It's just going to be too insane. So I'm not touching that. I think the weekend is just going to be real chill until Sunday, which is going to be another dumping. It seems like, my God, today. But yeah, I had a celebratory day. I hope you guys had a good day as well. I hope you enjoyed the episode. It wasn't given filler, but I knew what it was going to be. I knew that we were going to have mass dumpings because it's too many people in the villa. It's too many people in the villa. Like I said, before we get to the end, before we get to Sunday, a lot of people are going home. So I wasn't shocked that we had a couples dumping today. I think we're going to have a couples dumping on either Sunday or Monday. So it's time. We got to clear out the room. Oh, let me introduce myself. How rude. Hi, I'm Nikki.Star. I do comedic reviews of some of your favorite reality TV shows. The reality TV show that we're talking about today is Love Island. Disclaimer, these are very young people who are being picked and prodded by production to give us a show. They are also operating on minimal sleep and grilled cheese sandwiches. It's not it's a very intense process for them. And they also have no connection to the outside world. They have no idea what's going on. They don't know that the Knicks won the championship. I think that's what it is. They don't know what teams are winning in FIFA. They have no idea what's going on in the real world. It is just them and this environment and production. They're young. Of course, they're going to make these decisions. You may not make these decisions today because you are 38. They're 24. So let's just give them a break. We're going to have a good time on this review. We're going to laugh. We're going to make some jokes about them kids, and then we're going to go on about our day. If you are watching this show and you feel like you are getting like a really weird parasocial relationship with them, I think you should probably just check out. It should be fun for you, right? It shouldn't make you feel a certain way after watching. You should just watch it for entertainment and then turn it off, or maybe turn something else on. If it is making you feel this show or these decisions that are being made, if they're triggering you in any kind of way, step back from it. Watch something else. It's never that deep, at least for this. So that's all I have to say. Let's get into it. So Brat's Pack, get behind me. Get behind me, Brat's Pack. This was not my girl's best day, but I love them and I'm going to still fight for them. So the Brat's Pack, especially our girl Aniya, is encouraging Melanie to stay with Sincere. And Melanie's just like, I do not want to stay with him. Like, he is just not good for me. And they're like, no, you should stay. He's a good guy. And Aniya, the whole episode is going Team Sincere. Two things. They're young. Also, I don't think that they necessarily want Melanie to stay with Sincere. I think they don't want her to leave.
Bingo. I was getting ready to say that.
I think that's the same thing with Aniya.
They want to keep her on the show.
They want to keep her on the show. And I feel like if Melanie were to leave, Aniya will probably follow suit. And maybe the Brat's Pack will soon start to follow suit. Not because they're followers, but because the only love on Love Island is this sisterhood.
Yeah.
That's it. And if they don't have each other, I think that they will all start gradually leaving together. Yeah. So I think they're all just encouraging each other to listen. It's a week left. They're just like, we got a week left. Let's just hang in there. I think that's what was going on this entire episode. Even though Aniya was saying Team Sincere, I think that they were just trying to encourage her to stay in the game because they don't want their girl to leave, and they're all going to protect each other until the end. That's what I think is happening here. That's what I hope is happening. I hope those babies don't want her to stay with Sincere. I don't believe it. Not my Brat's Pack. Not my Brat's Pack. And also, Melanie wasn't going nowhere. What did I tell y'all? Day one of my review, I said these two. Back and forth. They're going to terrorize the villa and the audience, but they're going to leave this show with each other. Philly, get ready. Philly, get ready. So also in this episode, Caleb tells his big brother and sister, Brittany, that he's in an abusive relationship with Jaden. And while he's telling on Jaden, Jaden walks over because she's talking with the Casa. She's talking with the Casa girls, and they're like, do they know that we can hear them? Like, they're talking about you. And Jaden's just like, yeah, like I can hear everything that they're saying. And I think Parmesan was just like, if it were me, I would have went over there and confronted them. So Jaden jumps up. Yes, and she's just like, do you just want to talk to me? Because instead of just talking to everybody else about me, do you just want to talk to me? And Caleb just like, oh, okay. So they go over and say less, and immediately is screaming at each other. I have yet to hear Jaden speak, let alone yell. Same with Caleb. I didn't even know he had that emotion. I am really shocked that he's a Sagittarius. I have never seen a Sag like this before, especially even in a guy. Like, he is so tame to be a Sag. I wonder if he's like a November Sag. Maybe he's a November Sag. But I would have never called that for him. He's so tame. And, we saw a little fire when he was going back and forth with Jaden, but I was just like, how did you two get here? Like, why are y'all yelling at each other? Like, you just want to talk about the connection. I want to build the connection. I'm trying to build the connection with you. I was so gagged because these two don't speak. So what? How do we get here? This was just such an odd thing to say, but they were able to make up and get back to a good place and talk about still exploring each other. And I was just like, okay, let that go. It's too early for y'all to be arguing. What is going on? What is going on? But also, Jaden, who you feeling like? That's the baby of the villa. Who you feeling like? I could not believe that she was getting buck with him. And I'm like, how do you have this strong of a negative emotion for him? And it's been days, not weeks, days. My God, today. So after we move on from that hostile conversation, those two make up. Sincere, he's in his makeup phase as well. He makes this special breakfast for Melanie because all the girls are getting breakfast. Carl just ups his breakfast for Aniya every morning, as it should be. Sincere is doing all of this grand gesture for Melanie, but she's sick and tired of waiting. She was just like, I'm just gonna go make my own breakfast. And the girls are like telling her to wait because I guess they know that Sincere is doing this special thing for her. We have 1 week left, and this is the first nice gesture he has done for her.
Okay.
Remember last season? No, Mom, last season we had dates. The boys was putting on a show. There was so much going. Like the men, even though they waited a very long time to pursue, when they pursued the women last season, they pursued them. I don't think any of the women have been pursued on this season. It's Fire Island at this point. What is going on? Anyway, he's laying down the rose petal. The girls are going Team Sincere. Again, I think that's because they know what he's doing, and they don't want their girl to leave. I hope. So he comes and get her with the flowers, and Melanie eats it up, and he walks her to say less with her breakfast or whatever, and he lets her know how much he cares about her, and how much he likes her, and he finally asks her things about herself for the first time that they've been there, besides her being from Philly. But this is the first time they're having a conversation that we've seen, and he's asking about her, and he also reassures her that he's learned his lesson and he will do better. And Melanie sits there and acts like she's going to be hard to get. Sister, you're going to stay. You're going to stay. But we knew this. We knew this. Let me bring up my girl Kato. I want her out of this coupling so bad. I feel like I want her out of this coupling more than I want Melanie and Sincere to break up. And that is saying a lot. So, another thing, Kato does not give me bombshell. She gives me OG. Anyway, she is talking to the girls about what Sincere did for Melanie. She's talking about how beautiful it is, and she's talking about the rose petals. And she's like, and I haven't gotten any of that from Zach. And that just bothered me. Because this man has done nothing to woo this woman. She just came in and locked in with him, and that was like it. And we have not seen him do anything nice for her. All we've seen him do is torment her, play in her mind, and never assure her. And she just stays. And I think that's why she may be eliminated. I don't think it'll be because of her. I think it will be because of Zach, but I think she will be eliminated because I don't think that this is a coupling that is worth saving. It's just really sad. The bar is so low. The bar is in hell. You're telling your girls you haven't had any kind gestures from this man, but he's exploring your womb. I want better for you. You too much of a baddie to be, treated like this by Judas. Absolutely not. I want more for you. I also love how Jen, she was the MVP this episode for me. I love how she cannot stand Kyle. And she will take any opportunity to drag him. Any opportunity she gets, she drags Gal. She does not like how he treated her. She does not like how he came into the villa and immediately switched up on her. And she does not hold her tongue. I actually really like her. Now that she's no longer a part of Kenzie's clique, I can rock with her. I can absolutely rock with her.
I'm glad that she spoke up.
Me too.
Well, said, listen, I'll go home.
The sun is still out and they're already doing fireworks. Here we go. All weekend. All summer. Anyway, so so Caleb gets a text. And while he gets a text, everybody reacts because they're just like, here we go. They know it's going to be something negative. This cast is frying me, right? Because I feel like this is the first cast that I have watched in Love Island history that hates getting texts. They hate getting texts and they hate when Ariana shows up. And I just want to know, how bad has this process been? Because it's been hell for us watching. So I need to know, is it the same for you guys or is it worse? Because they hate getting a text and they hate seeing Ariana. What are they doing to y'all over there that we are not seeing? But they're letting, but he gets a text and it lets them know that there will be a recoupling tonight. The cast know that there will be a recoupling tonight and that the boys get to pick. And then Jen says in her confessional, I hate the fact that the guy that I brought into the villa, now he's going to be the one to take me out. So she knew what God was going to do. And she was just like, I hate that. Like, I brought him in here and now he's getting me out. And that really pissed me off. But I understood that the guys had to pick because there were just too many, the women outnumber the guys in the villa. But I did feel like that sucked. I do not like how Gal switched up, and his family doesn't either, child. They are all over TikTok dragging him. But I think next year they need to really make a note in the Bombshells contract. You got a bombshell. No shade to the Bombshells as individuals, but maybe it was the environment that they came into, but they have not been great bombshells. I would never think that Caleb was a bombshell. I would never think that Soul was a bombshell. Jen, no shade, I like her. I would have never thought that she was a bombshell. The Casa girls, I haven't seen them pulling and like, because they came in as couples, right? So I really haven't seen them, try to bombshell anybody because they're Casa girls. Now, I do feel like the Casa girls probably would have been better bombshells had they come in before Casa, maybe, but we'll never know. But this was a really terrible season for bombshells because it just felt like a lot of the bombshells just should have been OGs. Like Gabe came in as a bombshell, and I thought that was great, but he was initially an OG. What about Gabe made y'all want him to be an OG? The casting was just very, very weird this season. I'm glad that we got Brat's Pack, but my God, today the casting was all over the place. But I did feel bad for Jen because I thought that it was absolutely unfair that Gal was going to have the choice, being as though he switched up on her when he came into the villa. Now, here's the thing. Jen also has to have better discernment because that guy was not giving her anything to make her want to bring him back. She really should have, not dead tooth, but she should have went for somebody else other than Gal. We were all gagged when you picked him, girl. We were all
I was too.
gagged.
I didn't understand it.
We were like, Gal.
Because he didn't like her then.
I didn't see him making connections with any woman on the show. Even when he tried to with Kenzie. Even when he tried to with Amora, I'm like, you are not putting in any work. And you were a Casa boy? The casting was very weird. I'm sorry, Love Island. The casting was very, very off. The Casas were not Casa in. The Casa girls have the worst spirit I have ever seen on this show from the women.
Yeah. I
have never disliked all the Casa girls before. There is not a Casa girl that I want to see soar. I'm not going to say that. I hope that they do great in their lives or whatever, but it's just like, I want to root for the Brat's Pack. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be checking for them or looking for them because it just showed up very negative. The Casa just wasn't casa-ing, in my opinion. And the bombshells, although I like them, but like more in the OG type, they were not bombshelling to me. And Gabe was able to come into that villa as soon as Jen picked him and dump her.
Yeah.
Gal, I think I said Gabe. Gal immediately was able to dump that girl as soon as she brought him into the villa. He didn't even try to explore. That's not the name of the game. And he should have been disqualified. Because how do you get chosen by somebody already in the villa, and then as soon as you get in the villa, you dump them? It's giving ulterior motive. But again, Jen, you should have never picked that boy. He gave you nothing. He gave you nothing. So now that Gal has the power in his hands, he sits down and talks to Jen, and Jen is just like, it kind of sucks. And this is what I also like about her. Everything she says in her confessional, she will say to your face. She told Kenzie, had it not been for Love Island, I wouldn't be your friend, because I'm not friends with girls who do that to me. And then she sat down with Gal. Everything she said in her confessional, she said to him. She's just like, you had the power to get rid of me, and I brought you in here. That sucks. That sucks. But after Gal talks to Jen, he then leaves and talks to Amora. Amora, nasty work, nasty spirit. I really tried. But from what we have seen, nasty work, nasty spirit. She tells Gal, well, you know what? I'm gonna be real with you, because Gal is telling her about his conversation with Jen, and she's like, I'm gonna be real with you. That girl talks mad crap about you in the glam room. But do you know this is a girl show? I feel like everybody has forgotten that this is a show for women. Everybody has forgotten the audience. Like, you feel like your dudes are watching this. I am so confused. They are watchers. They are not the power. They are not the audience that is going to push you to A-star status within less than a year. It is the women. Why are y'all performing like men are the intended audience here? It is so crazy. I'm like, this is a show for women. You are sitting down with this loser who is mistreating another woman and dragging the other woman to stay in the villa. That's not how this works. Remember, you were gone, and America voted you in because you were the better option than them other Casa girls and how they were acting. We thought that you were different. As soon as you got into the villa, you proved to us that all of the Casa girls had a nasty spirit. And Jaden proved to us that it's absolutely all of y'all. Y'all share the same demonic force. I could not believe that she did that. It was so ugly. Like, the backstabbing from the women this season is crazy to me. I don't know what spirit is over that villa, but I rebuke it, and I want my show back. I don't know what's going on. I have never disliked all the Casa girls. Every time.
I can't stand them.
It is never, I mean, there have been Casa girls where I'm just like, they're not giving, but I've never liked them. Like, get them out. Get them out. This is insane. I cannot believe she did that to Jen. And the way Jen is, she's going to bring that up at the reunion.
And she should.
She's going to bring, and she should. And I cannot wait to see her read Amora. I am just so disgusted at how nasty she has been.
Yeah,
the past few days.
Amora has just been, just evil. You know what I mean? She has been.
I wouldn't necessarily call her evil. It was just
that was evil to me. What she said
about Jen.
Yeah,
I think it wasn't kind. I think it was nasty. Definitely some demonism going on with them Casa girls. I just didn't like it. Do we have any more watermelon juice, or is it still downstairs?
Yeah, let me check.
Okay, because that was delicious.
It was.
I did that, child. I'm gonna make some more tonight. But I was just like, Amora.
I thought you had some up here.
I took it all downstairs.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Oh no, you did.
Because that's all I had. I didn't make any more. I didn't make any more.
How dare you?
I made that for today.
Okay, I thought it was something here. Okay.
I had made some prior to the week, but I had explicitly said that the watermelon juice that I made was for today. Is it not? Is there not anymore? Can you get me some iced tea and can you take out the watermelon? Because I'm gonna juice it when I get off of here.
Okay, watermelon is out.
Oh, you took it out? Oh.
I mean, listen.
Excuse me.
I have been working today too.
You have. You tore that grill up. I'm proud of you. I am proud of you.
I made this for you.
Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you, my love. Anyway, Amora, disappointed. So disappointed. Like I'm gonna let you know right now. That girl was talking mad crap about you in the glam room. And even Wicked Gal, he caught that. He told the guys, he was just like, I don't know if she was just saying that because she wanted me to keep her or if she really wanted me to know. But I'm feeling like she was just saying that so that I could make the choice to keep her. This is a woman show. We, if anything, the sisterhood is more rewarding than the romance. Y'all have got to figure out the audience and how to play to it. The Casa girls just coming in and being so anti-sisterhood and just being so negative and only doing this sisterhood because it's a sisterhood built on being enemies to OG girls that ain't paying you no mind. Very weird, very odd, extremely disappointed. And now that you're out the villa, my God, today.
Oh, honey. I can't wait for the reunion.
Lord. Who knows what she's going to say in her first live? Who knows what she's going to say in her first live? Because we didn't know that she was like that. Or at least I didn't catch it. I saw some things, but I was just like, she's talking too sincere and she's believing the lies. So I can kind of understand. Amora, it's not a good look. Who knows what she's going to say? I'm telling you, everybody that gets out of that villa kills every opportunity that is prepared for them. I have never seen a cast of opportunity killers before. We've seen like individual people who's just like, man, you could have gone farther had you just shut up or had you just been kind. This is like a lot of people from this cast are shooting themselves in the foot because either they didn't do their research or they are forgetting that they're being recorded. Like maybe this is the season that Love Island didn't tell the cast that cameras are everywhere and mics are everywhere. Maybe that's what it is. But these people are acting like we're not watching them. How did you think the audience was going to react to you doing that to Jen? Very odd behavior, young lady. Very odd, nasty work.
Well,
go ahead, Mama.
They came with a different aura. The Casa girls.
They were so negative.
They came for they came for something. Mm. You know what I mean? Like when TT first hit the scene, she said, "That's my man. I'm coming for my man." Because they watched the show.
Well, what are they telling them?
No, they're watching the show.
Were on something, and it was just dark.
Him. And she, and they just had like it's like jealousy, if you will. And the girls are
they all came in very negative. And the thing about the Casa girls, at least for me as a viewer, I always am like protective of them because it's not easy coming into this environment where you are literally hired to break up couples, right? And it's even for the bombshells, right? So I'm just like, I'm always ready to give them more grace. I haven't given these Casa girls nothing. They're not deserving. They're very nasty. TT was about to fight. TT was about to fight. What are we doing? What is happening here? And then they all laughed at Aniya. Like this girl is having a panic attack and you guys are all laughing like it's funny. Then we get to movie night. Everybody was just like, you know what? It was probably difficult for y'all to come into that environment. Everybody was screaming, we're going to get a Casa girls another chance. We get to movie night. Every video of any of the girls being harmed, y'all laughing. Y'all loving it. any video or clip of the girls being loved on and adored, y'all sitting there with stank faces. What is what are we missing? I don't know why they are like this. It seems to be so unnecessary unless you guys are all mean-spirited. I am just bracing myself for this young lady's first live. Lord knows what she is going to say. I hope you can redeem yourself, because it is not looking good. Soul had all this motion leaving the villa. She hopped on live and everybody was just like, oh, it was you. You were the problem. Now you're coming out of this villa and everybody believes that you are the problem. I hope for your sake that you can flip it. Like, oh, this show got all this money and I don't think none of y'all touching these opportunities. I do not see the brand power that came out of season 7 happening for this cast. And that's unfortunate because it should be bigger. It should be bigger. You guys are getting more views, right, than season 7. You are also getting the least brand engagement of probably the later seasons since season 5.
Well, it seems to me like they're more interested in getting more followers and likes and all that than brand deals. Because it seems like people come on and they want to get their influence up or whatever. They want to be known.
Well, it's very hard to influence if brands don't find you safe or marketable.
Yeah.
And y'all just came on the show and just made yourself villains.
Yeah.
That's so weird to me that is the route that you would take as a woman on a show geared towards women.
Or maybe they just want to be on reality TV shows.
Maybe. Let's get to the recoupling. So, Ariana shows up pantyless, mind you.
Okay.
To the point where she had to keep on pulling up that dress.
Well, she can let me have that dress, honey. Because I love that dress.
I said, my
that dress,
goodness.
But I could wear it better.
Okay, girl.
I said, go ahead, Ariana.
Okay. So with this recoupling, it's the boys' pick. So the boys go and speak about who they want. Bryce goes. Of course, he picks his girlfriend, Trinity. Trinity lives again. Then Zach goes, and he takes every opportunity he can to embarrass this woman. She got to go. I'm sorry, sister. You might be the first person leaving the Brad's pack. I can't do it. I do not like how this guy treats you.
Who?
Zach. So he gets up there and he says, I really love this girl's smile. Why is that in your recoupling speech? Ew. He picks Kata. I hope your mother and your sister and your father sit you down and have a very important conversation with you. You are too good of a person overall to accept this kind of treatment from anyone. Corbin picks Permita. I don't know. I don't remember what these two said. Here's the thing. I have stopped engaging in viewing Permita in Corbin's conversations because I give my disclaimer before this. And I say, if this show is making you feel something or react in like a negative way, stop watching. And Corbin and Permita were making me feel something. Like I strongly disliked watching them. I always had like a really negative reaction. And I just didn't like that. And it's just because I cannot believe that these are two adult people who don't know how to hold a conversation. I get mad at their parents. I get concerned for the bloodline. I'm Googling the literacy rates in Miami. Like, it's too much. It's too much. So I just don't engage with this couple anymore. Anytime, movie night was it for me. Parmita with the pillow, acting a fool. That I can't do it anymore. I said, I'm good on them. I will watch what I have to, but any of the fluff pieces with this couple, get somebody else to do it. Get somebody else to do it. So Corbin picks Parmesan. Dylan picks Kinsey. Again, I'm not investing in this couple because for why? Kinsey's going to have a new boyfriend by the time she gets to the Fijian airport. She's going to be exploring by the time she gets on that airplane. My girl cannot be tamed. Cannot be tamed. Carl. He picks Aniya. His speech was so beautiful. He was like, even though this girl dumped me from the villa, I will say that revenge is sweet, but this woman is so much sweeter. This is what she needed. This is what she deserves. I love it. I'm eating it up. Yeah. Every time I see a scene of Carl and Aniya, chills. I love it. I love it here. I love it here. This is my crack ship of the season. I love it here. Casey picks his bodyguard. He picks TT. I always watch Casey and TT scenes, and then I watch how Casey talks about TT, and I'm just like, TT, when he speaks to you, do you listen? His entire recoupling speech was about how this woman was holding him down and how she holds him down, looks out for him, covers him, protects him. And he was just like, I'm picking her because I want to do that for her. I want to hold her up. I want us to hold ourselves up together. The struggle of.
Okay. What in the struggle of?
What in the struggle of? Oh my gosh, Black people, y'all have got to be delivered from struggle love. What is that? What, we are out of slavery. We are out of Jim Crow. My God, today evolve. Holding you down. I'm not holding nobody down. What are we doing? Why I gotta hold you down? What's happening? What is happening? Why are we not soaring?
Okay.
Why are we fighting? What is, I can't. Y'all have got to get delivered from the struggle. We's free. Lord, I can't take it. I can't take it. Every Black American inner city needs an exorcism. We need an exorcism. 3, struggle of Christianity, because a lot of y'all's in Christian psychosis. We're not going to get into that. We're not going to love Jesus down. But my people got some problems. And the 3rd, we got a respectability politics problem. We need help. My God, today. In his speech, it was the struggle was in the speech. That's the core identity of that relationship. Struggle. Y'all just met each other. Jesus. Y'all just met each other. And the tie that's binding y'all together is struggle. Absolutely not. Absolute. The bar is in hell, Love Island. I want romance season 9. I don't want a romance that I gotta get when the show is almost over. We should have been Brooke Carl. This is supposed to be romance. It's supposed to be crying. I remember watching season 5. Baby, I was in tears, UK. I was in tears. I thought everybody was going to get married. I said, oh my God. I want a boyfriend. Like, that's how we should feel when we leave this show. When we're done watching the show, that's how we should feel. Women who are currently in relationships watching this show are questioning everything. There's a woman right now packing her bags, about to load up her Jeep with all her ducks in her window, and she about to leave that man and them kids because of you, Love Island. This show is supposed to be romance. We're supposed to want to be with men when this show is over. Yeah. We're supposed to flood the dating apps when this show is over. We're supposed to be putting on our freakum dress and going to go look for a man when this show is, because we want the romance. You know what we're doing? We're buying mace. Thank you, Love Island. Thank you, Love Island. You did not do your job this season. Romance. That's what we want from season 9. Romance. And if the men and the women got to get older, let it be. Let it be. We need it. We have got to do better. Anyway, Sincere. Did y'all notice that in Sincere's recoupling speech, it was the same speech that Carl gave to Aniya? Did y'all notice that?
I didn't.
It was giving Melania Trump. Ooh, I was like, I heard this before. I just heard this speech. Of course, he picks Melanie. Melanie ate it up. The thing that concerns me.
Fix it, Sincere, fix it.
All righty.
That's what she wants. Fix.
He won't. The thing that
that
concerns me with this couple is that, to my knowledge, there has been no sexual intercourse. I'm concerned. Because if this how he got her without inserting that serpent, I'm scared for my girl. I'm scared for my girl. My God, today. My God, she needs another owl. She needs another owl. Anyway, then Caleb picks not Jessica Alba. Then next we have Gal. Gal was last. And as soon as he starts talking about him and this girl has a new connection, I knew that it was Amora. He picks Amora, and even the way Amora celebrated being picked. You got a nasty spirit, young lady. Nasty spirit. But as he picks Amora, Ariana looks at Jen and says, Jen, now that you are single, you're also vulnerable, and you are dumped from the island. When she says that, I can't stand this cast for this reason. I like them for other reasons. This reason pisses me square off. When she tells Jen that she's dumped from the island, everybody at the fire pit goes, no. Y'all didn't watch this show. Y'all don't know what show you're on. I don't think they know what show they're. I think we found the only Zennials and Gen Z who has never watched Love Island. Every time there's an elimination, they're gagged. I'm like, what do y'all think? What do y'all think it happens on this show? Do y'all think that y'all on Double Dare? Like, what is going on? I can't. It walks up my back, y'all. It's so small. But it pisses me off because I'm just like, what did y'all think was going to happen when Jen was standing there by herself with no partner? What did y'all think?
Well, I don't think they didn't think that she was going to get.
Mom, they do it every time somebody's eliminated. Like they don't know what this show is.
Yeah, the producers probably tell them to say that, do that.
Mom, no, they all did that.
Yeah,
they did not. Every time Ariana says it, what What do y'all think happens to these people? Well, maybe production told them that, every time somebody's eliminated, we take them out back and shoot them. Is that what they're thinking is going to happen to the girl? What is going on?
And then they listen. You could tell Jen was going home. You did not need no CNI dog to see
Jen knew, and that's why she was pissed. I brought him in, and he's going to take me out.
Him in, and he's going to take me out. She has a conversation with him. Everybody on the villa knew. But I guess with dealing with the reality of it really happening was probably like a little bit much like
they've been here before.
They came to like her.
Jen's not the first person that went home.
Yeah, they came to like her, but they didn't do that with all the other couples.
Mom, they do it every time there's an elimination.
They did not do that with Amore, whatever her name is, and Gal.
Well, because
they said see you later.
No, they did that because Ariana said after Jen is eliminated,
it's going to be
Ariana says, well, the night isn't over. 4 more people are going home.
Yeah, and they did that because they thought it was going to be Sincere and Melanie. Because Sincere and Melanie showed out. Sincere with all of that and Melanie with all of that, they thought it was going to be Sincere and Melanie.
I'm sorry, Melanie. Did you watch the show? What are you talking about?
Okay.
Did you watch the show?
You're not hearing what I'm saying. When Ariana said that there was going to be 4 more couples, Sincere hasn't been faithful to Melanie. So they probably thought that it's a possibility it could have been Melanie and Sincere. I ain't got nothing else to say to you.
Okay, girl. I was watching Love Island. Did you watch 90 Day Fiancé? Because we're not watching the same show. No way. No way. And this is why you cannot watch a TV show and take notes while hosting a gathering. Anyway, because she was super host. And I told her, we got a show to do. But she's, oh my God, hey baby, come on in. We got all this food. We got a show to do. And that's the problem. You weren't really watching because you were hosting.
I was watching.
Okay, girl. Anyway, so she lets them know that 4 more couples are going home. And this is why I love Jen.
I have a couple other people over tomorrow.
Jen goes, well, I'm just glad that I'm not the only one going home. I like her. I can't believe she's gone. Then after that, Kenzie pulls Jen to the side and she says that she'll miss her and that Jen was her best friend in the villa. Kenzie, why is everybody your best friend in the villa? Can we also talk about how Kenzie is the white woman assassin? Kenzie has successfully taken out every white woman on it. Okay. Now, a white girl is not safe in Kenzie's presence. She said, I will be the only white woman in this villa. Parmesan, I know you're Persian, but baby, you're next. Baby, you're next. She has successfully taken out every white woman in that villa. I told you, snapped. Yeah. Then after Jen goes home, Ariana gathers everybody around the fire pit. Not the fire pit, but they're in like the middle of the villa and they all have to like stand by their names. So she says, what you guys have to do is you have to choose who you think, 2 couples who you think are the least compatible couples. And you have to take a heart before you walk over to them. You have to say who it is, take a heart and put it, a broken heart and put it next to the person you think should go home. So while they're prepping that, we get conversations of each couple talking about why they are going to pick who they're going to pick. Here's the thing. Zach is a gamer. Kata is not a gamer. Kata is very, very loyal and very standing by her emotions. Zach is telling her who are the least compatible and who he thinks should go. And she was like, Casey. And Zach was like, no, he got somebody that he's compatible with. She was just like, well, he lost that connection after 3 weeks. Like, Kata is out for blood. And Zach is like, no, we're not playing the game like that. No, we're going to do this a little differently. But that's my girl. Yeah. She never switched up. That's my girl. She said he did my girl dirty. He got to go. Love her. I need her to get away from him immediately. So now it's time to vote. Aniya and Carl go. I hope that they have an on-set therapist, because after Carl did this vote, he was about to break down. Oh, he was so hurt.
Aniya is the same
thing. Carl didn't like doing this at all. This is out of his wheelhouse. He hated having to choose somebody to go home. When he put the hearts in, they walk back. He puts his head back. I'm like, Carl, are you about to cry? Carl don't like being mean. Carl does not like it. But they go and they choose Amira and Gal and Caleb and Jen. And Caleb and Jaden, also known as not Jessica Alba. And when they casted their votes, I knew how this was going to go, because if Aniya is voting out Caleb and Jen and not Jessica Alba, his fate is sealed, because that's the baby of the village. She was the first one that adopted him as everybody's little brother. So for her to even vote for him, yeah, I knew everybody was going to follow suit. And even though I think that everybody's votes were already locked in, I knew how this was going to go. Brinity goes. They choose Amira and Gal and Jaden and not Jessica Alba. And Caleb and not Jessica Alba. Then Caleb and Jaden go. And they choose Amira and Gal and Dylan and Kenzie. And they were just like, well, we chose. Caleb was just like, well, I chose this person because this person is not satisfied. And not honest. And I think this person really I think this person is coupled up with somebody who really likes him and wants to be with them, but I don't think that this person is done exploring. And Kenzie did not like that.
Yes,
Kenzie was just like,
yes, I am.
I want to be with Dylan. She does not like being confronted.
What did she say?
I want to be with Dylan. Then Kenzie and Dylan go, and they choose Amira and Gal and Corbin and Parmesan. And I was like, now Kenzie. Because her reasoning for picking them was she said that they are a lustful couple.
Girl, I said, now how could you say that?
I said, no, here's the thing, Kenzie. You are the only one in the villa that everybody has said that about. And especially Bright coming off of movie night, you think that you're in a position to call somebody lustful? After that has been your name since day one? Next to Clam Slam? Girl.
Okay, she's pissed with Corbin. Oh, she is pissed with Corbin. I am done.
And that's what Corbin thought. Like, Corbin was just like, this is like a get back.
It was.
He was like, it is what it is. Like, I know why you're doing it. It is what it is. But then Parmesan goes, and she was just like, I know it may look like we are lustful, but we're just very good looking and we work out. Everybody just started laughing.
Yeah, because I'm saying, what?
Everybody just started laughing.
What is she smoking?
What is she saying?
What is she smoking?
Everybody just started laughing because how could you not? That's the only way to react to this couple is to just laugh. Then Parmesan and Corbin go and they choose Amira and Gal and Melanie and Sincere. And Corbin goes, this really hurts me to do this because this is my guy, but I felt very deceived after movie night. And he was like, I really was thinking something else. And then I see movie night and I realized that this guy is not telling the truth. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, oh, well, that threw me for a loop because we never saw him talking about like feeling deceived for movie night. Why didn't we get that? Love Island, why didn't y'all show us that? because he was real mad about that. Real mad that Sincere deceived him. And that's what I was saying, guys. The reason why, because everybody's trying to say it was colorism. Not everybody, but people were trying to say that it was colorism that KC got cussed out after movie night and not Sincere. And I was just like, you have to realize everybody in that villa was deceived by Sincere. They have been seeing KC slip up for weeks, but Sincere never switched up. At least that's what they thought. It wasn't until they watched him at movie night that they was just like, oh, we do not know this guy.
Right.
That's why everybody was so quiet, because like they're putting two and two together and they're just like, who is this dude? So I think that's what was happening there. But I really wish that we would have got to see Corbin talk about how he felt deceived by Sincere. And then Parmesan goes, and although I thoroughly believe that her and Corbin share one brain cell, I will say, no, seriously, I will say I liked her being able to string along a thought of compassion long enough to really give Melanie some good advice. She was just like, the reason why we did this vote is because he doesn't treat her well. And I do think they like each other, but this isn't a good relationship, and she deserves better. I thought that was really, really nice. And I was just like, whatever it took to get her there or say those things, whatever that moment is, whatever's happening there, whatever software is there, I hope she keeps that, because I would like to see this part of Parmesan than what she has been serving. I think she shows up in a way in every environment to attract men. I think that's her whole like personality, is attracting men. So maybe that's why she acts very childlike and, stupid and dense, because that is her identity for attracting men. And I think she's been in that identity for so long. I don't think she realizes that this identity has consumed her. Or maybe this is who she's always been. I just don't want to believe that this grown woman was always like this, and nobody in her family, no parent interfered and was just like, we got to get you to summer school or a library. I honestly, I get so, like, when I see her and Corbin, I get so disappointed in their parents. I'm like, this is your child. This is somebody who was in your care, and this is how they are presenting themselves to the world. Do y'all feel any way? OMG. Anyway, Amira and Gal go, and they choose Jaden and Caleb and Melanie and Sincere. Of course. Of course, Amora chose Melanie and Sincere. Then Melanie and Sincere goes, and they choose Amora and Gal and Kenzie and Dylan. Kenzie was heated when Melanie made that choice. And Melanie was just like, well, this person has explored, and I don't think they're going to stop exploring. So I don't think that they're happy in their coupling. So they're going to keep on exploring. And Kenzie was heated, and she was just like, I can't believe that, that you guys would do that, because you were never even a thought. And, I'm just surprised because Melanie is one of my, like, really my best friend's hair. I thought it was Jen. Now it's Melanie. Kenzie explored men and friends. My God, today. Now Melanie is the best friend.
She said one up.
Oh my God! It's just she got multiple men and multiple best friends.
Yes, she do.
It's that girl will never be satisfied. A roster of friends and a roster of men. My God, today. And Melanie was just like, you are not done exploring. You are only coupled up, and you're only closed off in your coupling because you were forced to. She was just like, if you were not forced to, you would still be exploring. And you know what? I think she's right. Kenzie, she got a point. You were forced to couple up with Dylan, and you were not happy about it. You still would have been exploring, but you were forced into monogamy and you hate it there.
And if Corbin said, "Let me pull you for a chat," she's going to go for a chat.
Carl, here's the thing: Corbin, Carl, Sincere, anybody. I think that's what all the girls are just like. Now listen, I think Kate is the only one that feels fine because Zach already rejected Kenzie. But who knows who Kenzie going to try to explore next? And the girls are like, well, you got to go. Clam slam. You have got to go. Then TT and KC go. They choose Amira and Gal and Kenzie and Dylan. And here's the thing that bothered me with Kenzie. She understood why KC chose her, but not Melanie. KC and TT had the same reason. You exploring. You explored too much. And I feel like with the movie night that we got at Kenzie, I felt like they got something worse. Because everybody has changed their opinion of Sincere and Kenzie since movie night. Casey and I was gonna say Tito. What's his name? Corbin. Casey and Corbin both had bad movie nights. But Sincere and Kenzie, that got everybody in the villa switching up. So I feel like what we saw was not even a half of it. Not even the half of it. But I also feel like Kenzie understood with Casey and TT, how Casey and TT spoke to her about how she explores too much. Because I feel like this is, although she is a man eater, she's also a male-centered man eater. So I feel like she can hear it from a man, but she can't hear it from a woman because she is very patriarchal. She is not a matriarchal girl at all. So I think that's why she was able to understand Casey. Then Kayla and Zach go, and they choose Amira and Gal and Jaden, Amora and Gal, and Jaden and Caleb. And because Jaden and Caleb and Amora and Gal had the most votes, those were the two couples that were going to go. I kind of knew. Here's why: the OGs, even if they don't like each other, they don't switch up. They don't switch. They're gonna make sure everybody goes to the end. And I knew when this cast closed off so early, the bombshells didn't stand a chance. So I knew that they were all going to stick together in some kind of way. I feel like the reason why Kenzie got so many votes was because that movie night was a lot worse than what we saw. It was bad. But also, we have been seeing how Kenzie moves. This was their first time seeing it. So
and she got caught in a couple lies.
Yeah.
You know, she was telling them this. I mean, she was doing the same. Her and Cecile was doing the same thing.
Yeah. I will say, out of all the eliminations, Caleb got me. The baby of the villa was gone, and the guys really, really loved him. They were all taking pictures of him, and Caleb in his exit speech, she was just like, I would not want to stay if it meant sending one of them home. He was just like, I can't wait to get everybody back to Charleston for a crab boil. You know it's going to be bland, but I hope they all go. Caleb, the baby of the villa is gone, y'all. The baby of the villa is gone. TT. Final thought. So TT tries to have like this moment. The Casa girls are weird, y'all. The Casa girls are weird. So all the Casa girls get together when Amora is about to leave. And Amora's leaving. Why did TT make this about her? Amora is the one that's getting eliminated. TT goes, you guys are my girlfriends, and I don't know if y'all know this, but I don't have no girlfriends out in the outside world. Toya.Star, who don't never say nothing, we were all watching this together. Toya.Star said, yeah, I can see that. She was like, yeah, I can see that. I can see you not having any girlfriends out in the real world. But then she tried to like fake cry and like steal Amora's moment. I'm like, Amora is getting eliminated. Why are you crying and making this about you? TT is gaming too. That girl is gaming. Here's the thing. I think TT came in the wrong way. And although I do not like how she has presented herself on the show, I do feel bad because I think she really wanted this opportunity. And I think she wanted it to be a huge opportunity for her. Unfortunately, like Casey, she shot herself in the foot by how she handled this opportunity. But I think she really, really wanted this bad. And I think sometimes when you want things too bad, you don't make the best choices when the opportunity presents itself. But listen, anything can happen outside of this villa, and some people are redeemable. So we'll see. We will see. That's all I have to say. Mama Star, what are your final thoughts?
Well,
before I hop into the comments.
Before you hop into the comments, I thought it was a little weird that TT voted her friend off
and tried to cry again.
Okay.
TT, you and Dylan need to stop that. Y'all cannot cry on cue yet. Y'all have to take a Meisner class. That's the only way y'all gonna get them tears to come. Go ahead, Mom.
Now you gonna vote her off, and then
I love you.
I would say, girl, back up on her. Because I thought you was gonna ride for me. You voted me off.
She's gaming.
That
TT is playing the game.
That made no sense to me. I would have at that point, and I want to see if Amora's going to say something about that at the reunion.
Amora's about to say something when she gets her phone back.
Because you love me, but you voted me off. You didn't even ride for me. You and your man didn't even at least try to take somebody else down. Y'all took me down, and y'all seen everybody was taking me down.
And then you're crying when I'm leaving.
Y'all took me down.
And saying I'm one of your girlfriends, but you eliminated me from the show. Yeah. The Bratz Pack would never.
Yeah.
Melanie and Sincere, their relationship is garbage. Yeah. The Bratz Pack would never.
Never. None of them voted them off or said anything. And even though, they seen all of that, they didn't do none of that. Mm-hmm. But, and Kenzie, they wasn't going to let her go because she's a character.
Kenzie is going to light that villa up.
She's a character.
Everybody is on her list.
And,
Melanie, you better duck and dodge. Here comes Kenzie.
Although she, been passed around the villa, but I ain't even gonna say been passed around. She passed herself around.
Well, first of all, she's not passing around. She's passing around the men.
Okay,
that's the problem that a lot of people have for Kenzie. This is a woman in a male-dominated field.
Okay, but she dominating that job.
She sure do. And when she's with them men, she make them believe they it.
Okay. Until movie night.
Oh, child.
Because her game was good until movie night.
That's the thing. Movie night messed her up. Kenzie had it, but movie night messed little mama up because they didn't know she was moving like that in the villa.
Movie night exposed her.
They didn't know little mama was moving like that in the villa.
She been on her hush puppy.
I'm not lustful. I'm not. I was exploring. Kenzie, you got a lust demon, sister. You got a lust
more
demon.
French fries than McDonald's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen.
Okay, and she don't care who's serving.
And she's an equal opportunity French fry. Okay.
French fryer.
Equal opportunity French fry. She's
somebody had everything. I ain't even get French fries. But Kenzie has had all different kinds of French fries.
And every man is her type. Okay. If you got a dingling, you Kenzie's type. Okay. And people can't say.
Okay. They want her out there feeling.
Ooh, that girl is something. They want her. And I think that's what's happening. The girls are like, the only men she hasn't explored is the men we're with. Yeah. Kenzie gotta go.
And they said it ain't safe, it ain't safe, it ain't safe.
Kenzie gotta go. Because I feel like if they didn't force her into monogamy, Kenzie would have still been pulling them men for checks. Sincere, can I talk to you and say less? Like, Kenzie.
Okay. But she would have pulled Sincere, and Melanie would have came, because Melanie ain't playing about it no more.
And I think that's what Melanie was trying to do.
Okay.
Melanie said, it's only 3 minutes here left for you to explore. And even though I can't stand this one, you won't get a shot.
He's not available.
You won't get a shot. He's not available. I'm mad at him, but he's not available.
Let him fix it.
Yeah. So you want to go on home for you want to clam slam on Sincere? You got to go.
Because she don't want Dylan.
She don't.
She don't want Dylan.
Kenzie, here's the thing. I don't know when she going to want him. Kenzie is not ready to settle down. So whatever guy she's with, it won't be for long. Kenzie said there's too many men on this planet for me to settle with one.
Okay.
Listen. Y'all ain't never met a woman in a male-dominated field.
Okay.
That's why y'all can't get yourselves together watching Kenzie.
Okay, because Kenzie is one to grow on.
Oh, my God. A runaway bride, child.
I'm going to tell you something. Love Hours will never forget that Kenzie came through there.
Listen.
Because she came through there. From the day they let her off the bus.
You will look up the definition of explorer, and Kenzie picture gonna be there. She don't play. She does not play.
She don't play.
It ain't safe for no man.
It ain't safe.
If Kenzie is in that villa,
they pearls, and I think a book and they man.
And I think that's what happened. Melanie said, you gotta go.
Yeah, you gotta go, Miss Chris.
You got to go. Star family, what do you have to say? I'm going to start with my super chats first. Here's the thing. There's over 1,000 comments. I'm going to try to get to as many as I can. If you want me to read your comment, you're going to have to super chat your girl. Also, please make sure you like the video. It's over 500 people in the chat. Let's like the video. Thank you so much, Star fam. Let's start with the super chat. Hey, Paige. Paige said, I voted for Aniya, but I can't lie. I want to see Corbin and Parmesan in the finals, LOL. Although they're both shallow, ironically, they're both so real. Kudos, Parmesan, for speaking truth to Mel. I think that's where she won points. What she said to Melanie and how she composed herself, I said, what? And who was that? Why can't we meet her?
What did she say to Melanie?
No, she said that Melanie, that Sincere isn't a good guy for her. The relationship is toxic, and Melanie deserves better.
Yeah.
There was nothing negative that she said. It was what we have all been saying. And that's why I said about Parmesan, I think that she is showing up in a way that she is just used to showing up because she has made it so her entire identity will be attracting men with money. Right. So that's why her identity is looking good and working out. And that's what her and Corbin connect on. But with focusing on that, you're not focusing on the substance. And the problem is this is a show for women. So she's not connecting with the audience because she is showing up in a very male-centered way on a woman-focused show. But when she spoke to another woman and told her that although she wants to send you home, it's not because of you. It's because the relationship that you're in is toxic and you deserve better. Everybody was able to gravitate to her for that one moment because that's what this show is about. It is about sisterhood. Yes, it's about romance and all of that, but the sisterhood is really what binds this show together with the cast and with the women who are watching. So that's why I was just like, I feel like with this cast, I don't think they realize that the audience is women. And so if you want to win, you got to play up to that. And women don't like to watch male-centered women. Women don't like to watch women be just tormented by men on the show. Like this isn't UFC. You know what I mean? Like we don't want to see people beat up and harm each other. Like we want romance. That's why Aniya may actually win this, and this coupling is so fresh. But we're seeing a man that not only likes women, he's kind to women, all of them. He's so kind that people are thinking that he's attracted to other women in the villa. but he's just a kind guy who actually likes women. So when he's making breakfast for Amora, it's not because he's attracted to her, it's because he says nobody, as long as I'm here, is going to go hungry. Mm-hmm. He's a good guy, and women gravitate to that. That's why the show showed him catching and releasing a butterfly. That's what we want to see. Mm-hmm. That's what the audience, that is women, want to see. And that little moment with Parmesan really got her some brownie points, because that is what the audience wants to see. Mm-hmm. We don't want you and this guy to talk about the only thing y'all have in common is your looks, and you guys are just having sex all the time. There's no substance there. He's not wooing you. When you sit down and talk to him, he's letting you know that he's not going to do those things for you and court you, because his father didn't do that for his mother. Mm-hmm. And you're staying in that situation. That's not what we want to see. Mm-hmm. But that moment was a really bright spot for her. Thank you so much, Paige, for the super chat. Paige, thank you for another super chat. Paige said, I think Zach and Kata will be at the bottom. I think so too. This next vote, I think is going to really shock a lot of people in the villa when they see how they're rated by America. Thank you so much, Paige, for another super chat. Nonsense Behavior, thank you so much. Nonsense Behavior said, Love Island opening the hideaway for Kata and Zach and week 2 was malpractice. I happen to agree. She's been tethered to him since. Yep. And his treatment of her has gotten worse. Poor baby. Paige, thank you for another super chat. Paige said, Love Island this season feels like Big Brother. Thank you so much. I wrote it in my notes and I don't know why I didn't say it. But that's what this show has felt like this season. It has felt like Big Brother. And I said this cast would be great for either Big Brother or Traitors. Hey, Duffel. Thank you so much for the super chat. Duffel said, I got a text. Depressed moaning. They hate it. They hate it. Caleb goes, I got a text, and everybody goes, oh. I remember when they used to love getting a text on this show. This cast hates it. Thank you so much, Duffel, for the super chat. Delicia, thank you for the super chat. Delicia said, I live in the hills right next to the Hollywood Bowl and hate fireworks. Pray for me this weekend. It is about to be a mess. They were already testing out fireworks earlier this week. And I went into the market and they had a whole display. I said, California, when do we start doing this? What is happening? So tomorrow is tonight and tomorrow and probably all day Sunday. It's just going to be a nightmare. And I'm just, okay. Here's the thing, LA. Some of us are from East Coast inner cities, and sometimes fireworks don't sound like fireworks. Okay. So maybe pipe down with that. Thank you so much. And thank you, Delicia, for the super chat. Chief Nomad, thank you so much for the super chat. Chief Nomad said, y'all got me invested in watching Recoupling Speechless. Carl 8. Yes. KC was surprisingly human. Sweet. When Zach said he loves Kata, I said, love? Mm-hmm. Oh, he's a criminal and a crook. Amora seems sneaky. I was just really put off by Amora this episode. I just don't understand the choices. Again, it's going back to you are performing for women. Why is that your choice? Why? Do you think that the woman audience wants to see you cutting another woman to appease to be chosen by a man? Girl, what? Thank you, Chief Nomad, for the super chat. Nonsense Behavior, thank you for another super chat. Nonsense Behavior said, Amora can now do right. Oh, Lord. Thank you for the super chat. Taisha said, Aniya is the perfect example of why your friends shouldn't be close with your boyfriend. Outside the villa, Aniya would give Melanie the same advice. Taisha, I hope that's not the case. That's my girl. That's my baby. I'm taking her to the end. But I was just like, Team Sincere. He's not even Team You. He's not even Team You. 24. 24. Thank you so much, Taisha, for the super chat. We got another super chat from Kirsten. Hey, Kirsten. Kirsten AJ. Thank you so much for the super chat. Kirsten said, how do you feel about KC and TT? You think they're cooked as soon as the Islanders get smothered vote, or maybe they have a chance to redeem in a sense? No. Thank you for the super chat. I think they're cooked. Here's the thing. I feel like the only person redeemable in that coupling is KC, because KC had motion. KC and Aniya were the winners of this season, and I'm going to be very honest with you. KC and Aniya were going to win this season because of KC. KC was beloved. KC was the first Islander to have multiple memes. KC was the first Islander to have traction and motion in social media because everybody was talking about him. That is how likable he was. And we were talking about how likable he was, how funny he was, how it was so great to watch him. He would have touched that money because of him. He would have taken him and Aniya to the top. KC in that relationship at that time was the trinity in the coupling. He was going to win it. And I think the reason why he may be more redeemable than TT is because we met TT. The first impression wasn't great, but KC had a wonderful impression. So much that dumb men bet on him to win the season. Nobody knew what we were heading for. And another reason why I think that KC is redeemable is because he is still regretting how he treated Aniya. And not only has he spoken about regret, he's changed his behavior. So I feel like he would have very good traction with this audience if he goes back to the first KC or remains this KC, healed from whatever door trauma that he had. I think that he could have something really, really great for him. Here is the thing. If he comes out and he goes back into that manosphere, it's done. Will he have popularity over there in the manosphere? Absolutely. He won't have motion, and he won't be able to make a lot of money. Alandria is a great example of the power of women, specifically the power of Black women, the power and influence of Black women.
Yeah.
Black women watched last season and saw how the Black men of that villa treated Alandria, and saw how the white men, specifically Nick, treated her and fought for her. And because he covered her, protected her, fought for her, and admired her, Black women said, we're taking her to the top. And because you protected her, you're going with her, right? KC had that same motion because the Black women who watched this show fell in love with that guy. He reminded many of us of like a cool guy friend or of a fun little bumbling little brother. And then he got to Casa. Before Casa, he was saying some things and we were like, okay. But then you would see this side of him and you would forget about that, or like put it in the back of your mind and be like, well, he had a slip up. That's okay. Not going to judge him. And then he got to Casa, the mask slipped, and it was this terrible person. But I will say, if this is who he really is, right? If he is really sorry, and if he changed his behavior, he is going to able to do really well. Now, will he do as well straight out of the villa that he would have done if he had never switched up? I don't think so. But I think he's redeemable. But if he comes out and gets into the manosphere, don't leave for us now. The men ain't got the influence or the coin, baby. It is not them. It is they were never the star. Don't do it. Don't do it. I hope somebody who loves him is going to pull him closely when he get out that villa and give him some good advice. But if he jumps into that manosphere, he's cooked. He's cooked. He will never have the success that he probably would have had he stuck with the right audience. TT is done. Is she redeemable? Probably, but I don't think right away. I feel like, almost anybody can be redeemable.
She's not as bad as Huda.
No, but I never said that. I would never compare any black woman to Huda.
No. I'm saying that. I'm saying she's not over there in that category. She's not even in the category with with 405.
Yeah, 404.
404. But 404. She's in a category.
Yeah.
She's in a category.
Here's the thing with TT and the Casa Girls. The way they came in like they came in nasty towards the OG girls. Mm-hmm. And that was their first mishap.
Problem.
Because you came in being nasty and negative towards the women that we all have grown accustomed to and enjoyed watching for almost a month. We are just getting to know you, and our first impression of you is that you don't like the women that we have been on this journey with for 3 weeks.
Well,
it wasn't smart.
Yeah, it wasn't smart. They didn't come in. They came in big and bad.
Yeah.
Like
they came in wanting to fight. I'm TT. Yeah. Ain't nobody gonna shut me up. First of all, we don't do that here.
Yeah. They didn't come in as young ladies. They came in, they got from a street corner. Mm-hmm. And they did not understand the dynamic. They didn't come in like, I want to be friends with these ladies. Mm-hmm. They came in, I'll take your man. Mm-hmm. Right out of the box. You know what I mean? Because I'm standing at the bar paratold bowl lady. You know what I mean? Like they came for something and by any means necessary, and they don't care who you are, and they wasn't trying to befriend these girls. Mm-hmm. The only befriending came is because the production said, listen, we can't sell the show like this.
Yeah.
This is not Bad Girl. This is not Zeus Network. Mm-hmm. Y'all got to get this together. This is Love Island. Mm-hmm. So that's the only reason why they started. And you can see that it's phony. It's not real. It's not genuine. They're for self. And even when you see TT say, listen, get her off of here. Because mm-hmm. she's my competition. I don't even know if she'll come after my man.
Yeah, I think for TT and the Casa Girls in general, there were so many moments for them to redeem themselves, and they just won't do it. Movie night was supposed to be it. But y'all sat there and y'all laughed at the girl's pain. It's like,
and then come back and say we like her.
Yeah, I think that everybody is creating an uphill battle that they don't need. It's like, why they're making it harder for themselves. You're making it more complicated for you to get popularity and money. Mm-hmm. I don't understand why y'all came on this show. Mm-hmm. It's so weird to me. Thank you, Kirsten, for the super chat, and thank you so much, Kimberly, for the super sticker. Thank you all for the super chats. Thank you for supporting me. Absolutely appreciate you guys investing in me. It means the world to me. So let me hop into the regular comments. I'm going to get as many as I can. I'm going to start from the top. Then I'm going to jump around. And then I'm going to let you go enjoy your weekend. Does everybody have, did you guys have today off? Or are you guys having Monday off? Let your girl know. I do not have tomorrow off, though, girl. Tomorrow's going to be a chill day, but I got work in the morning. Gosh. I should have did it tonight, but I don't feel like it. But I'll do it in the morning. All right. I'm almost at the top. Sorry, I'm still scrolling the comments. Here we go.
Here we go. Come on.
Be yourself. So I actually believe Aniya believes her advice is good. These people are young. What do you know about good advice? Exactly. Give the kids grace. Even if we're watching them give terrible advice. But I also think we're expecting more of all the girls in the Bratz pack because Melanie and Trinity give great advice. Melanie and Trinity give great advice. It's just the both of them don't take it. Here's the thing, I'm going to let Trinity slide because she hasn't seen what we have seen. And I think if presented with that information, she may have made a different decision. But I think the show didn't show her that because it would just mess up the top four.
So, and they need a couple.
Yeah, they need a strong couple.
A strong couple. So they're building this couple right here. Yeah. They're not allowing them. They didn't show what they could have shown.
Yeah.
In movie night. And they want to keep this strong couple. They're trying to build this Aniya couple back up.
Yeah.
You know, because they need some strong couples to lead them out.
Yeah. BC Nick said, I just don't think anyone deserved a vote after this episode other than the robots. So it's a pretty easy choice. I agree. SEO, what's up? Said, I would be terrified to be with someone like Corbin, whose entire justification for who he chooses is who's hot. If there's ever a hotter person in the room, he's going to leave her immediately. Age 22.
And him and Kenzie is the same thing.
My thing is, if he's thinking like this at 32, then my God, today, let's get the boy some help. But he's 22. They're just trying to bang anybody that's hot at that point. That's their MO for a lot, not all, but a lot of young men are like that. That's their standard for their women, to just be hot. If he becomes an older gentleman and he still thinks like that, that'll be very concerning, because whatever woman that is with him needs to be scared, because baby, TikTok, you are on a very close timeline with that guy. The minute that body changes, the minute a stretch mark or a wrinkle appears, the minute that body doesn't bounce back after the baby, you're in danger, girl. You're in danger. Hopefully he grows and matures and he's not like that later in life. Hey, Chu said, when Permita was like, we're both hot and like working out to defend their connection, it tore me up. Everybody had to laugh because girl, what? Khalil said, Kenzie burnt Corbin and Permita. Caleb burnt Kenzie. Amora burnt Sincere. Everybody was getting their lick backs. Indigo said, Caleb spazzed out on Jalen because of Kenzie. Kenzie playing him did a number on him. He has been played the way Kenzie played him. You can tell it's messing with him. I really hope it doesn't become a Casey situation with him, where because that one, that one unhinged white woman played him like that, that now he has like these walls of resentment towards women. I hope not. I don't see that coming from him, but I hope that that's not the case. SEO said they couldn't even hide their chuckles on the screen. You were not alone laughing at we're both hot and we work out. Okay. Yebby said new couple should have been exempt from this vote. It was too obvious who was going to get picked and leave. Absolutely. And normally new couples are exempt, but I think because the show is over next week, they got to get people out of there. And I think we're going to have mass dumpings until we get the final four, and then we'll get all the fun stuff that goes into the end of the show. Dr. Inmani said, I'm holding out hope Aniya's mom and sisters will advise her when she gets out. I think so. I've always thought this about Aniya. She always gave me very sheltered. And I think that this is like her first time like having to make decisions on her own without her black card. And it's been rough because she's in a situation where money doesn't matter. She's in a situation where her rich parents can't fix it. So we've watched her go through a boot camp of life lessons. And I'm proud of her. I'm proud of how she handled it. Be Yourself says some people believe that telling their friends what they want to hear is good. Apparently, yes. Just be honest, and if you lose a friend, then it wasn't meant to be that way. Agreed. Divine said Aniya gave very youthful talk about Sincere and Melanie, like teenager advice. To be honest, I love Little Sis, but I do agree. BC said honestly, I had no issues with Amora playing the game the way she did. Jen was stupid to bring Gal back in the first place. He never showed her interest from the start. I was disappointed in Jen. I was disappointed in the girls for like even all agreeing on Gal. I think like y'all talk to each other and give great advice any other time. Why would y'all let Jen bring back Gal? There was no spark. There was no spark there. Here's the thing. I'm not mad at how Amora played the game. I'm not mad at Amora playing the game. I'm mad at how she did it. It's just like you don't have to do it like that. There's ways to play, and it ain't that. Hey Natalie. Natalie said, I hope Mel is listening to people who don't have a stake in her relationship because clearly the Brat Pex just wants Mel around. That's what it is. Because if Melanie wasn't, first of all, if Melanie and Sincere had broken up, they would have went home. And Melanie would have went home. And the Bratz pack would have broken up. And I think a lot of the girls would have left with her. And I think the show is also making sure Melanie doesn't leave because I think they know that. Hey, El Boogie, how are you? Thank you for joining us. I got another hey, Nikki. Hey, Tay Nicole, what's up? Thank you for being here. Hey, Cloud is okay. Thank you for being here. Be Yourself said Dylan is an oddity, isn't he? Doesn't he give anyone else stalker vibes? He doesn't give me stalker vibes. He gives me an actor that's trying way too hard to be the star of a show, and he just got there. He's doing too much. I think if Dylan piped down, the audience will receive him a lot better, but he's just doing the most. Hey, it's Nasby. Thank you for being here. Hannah said, the way they keep saving Kinsey, who can't stand them, the racism is spilling through her face and pores. Well, I also think it's production encouraging that as well, because Kinsey's good TV.
Yeah. She's great TV.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for a reality show.
Dahlia said, well, production isn't showing Caleb much, so there's no reason we would know that he can yell. Yeah, but I think they're not showing him much because he's not giving much. He's just a sweetie. He's very quiet, and he's a sweetie. Duffel said, I grew up in an extremely passive-aggressive environment, and as an adult, I cannot stand that. So Caleb and Jaden, conflict avoidant, were aggravating as all hell. Agreed. Amberlina, what's up? Said Nikki, you did say that about Melanie and Sincere. This was what every Philadelphian went through in high school. We all had that one Latino couple. I'm telling you, they would fight every day, 9th through 11th grade, lock in that prom and be engaged by graduation. They are going to have like one good moment in life and the rest is going to be chaos. It's just like they're just fiery people who are trying to make a relationship work, but it's just like you guys are just so hot. Y'all need to chill. But I knew exactly who this couple was. Like, I'm literally thinking of the Latino couple that tormented me in high school. And the reason why they tormented me is that the guy's locker was next to my locker, and I was a Spanish teacher. A Spanish tutor. I can't speak a lick of Spanish now, but Spanish 1 and Spanish 2, A++, ate that up. Dos menanitos despiertan así, cansan move, pasa por ahí. Yeah. I was that girl, but it was always just like, you just never knew. You just never knew when it was going to be a bad day or a good day with that couple. My God, today. And guess what? Happily married. Natalie said, also, if we are being honest, Aniya would have gave Casey another chance when he came from Casa. The, oh, you are writing me off just shows how badly these girls are down bad for the boys. Absolutely. She would have stayed. She would have stayed with that boy. And Casey would have been Casey would have been exploring her and TT, which was what he wanted because his ego needed that. Because he was a boy that was rejected, right? and he was in a coupling by default, and so he never really trusted that Aniya really wanted him. He was insecure about her liking him as well. So to come back with TT and have Aniya still choose him, that would have just blew his ego, off the roof. That's what he wanted. He didn't get it. Why? Because the production said, we're bringing back Carl. Throw a Mora in so the audience doesn't think we're cheating. Hey, Rachel. Rachel said, hi, Nikki and Star fam. My ADHD is working overtime today between these World Cup games and Love Island. That's exactly what my party turned into. Right after we finished watching Love Island, everybody put on the game. I think is this Ghana? Yeah, my party was rooting for Ghana. Jimmy said Caleb needs to learn that just because someone is blonde doesn't mean they're compatible. He's a baby. He'll get it eventually. Cloud said, why are the OG girls writing so hard for Sincere? I will say, I love the Bratz Pack. That did bother me. I'm just like, he is not good. Duffel says, Kata talking about how cute Sincere with the roses. The bar is so low. This crop of men have done so little to show affection that anything they do, they end up looking impressive. The bar is in hell. I agree. Hannah said, the way Kata started to hang out with Kenzie more now. Really, really odd. After movie night, no less. But I think Kata just feels safe because she knows Kenzie doesn't want Zach. The other girls are just like, nah, because Kenzie hasn't explored those guys. So I think that's why the other girls are like a little standoffish to Kenzie. Dr. Imani said, I hate that Zach keeps love binging her like that. He is so conniving. Yeah. But again, she doesn't have the information like we do. I was hoping the show would give it to her. Dahlia said he's exploring Kata's womb while telling her he wants to explore other women. At this point, Kata likes the pain. FD Standard said, I'm so ready for this wretched season to be over. It's exhausting. I will say this. I was thinking about it today. I have absolutely enjoyed our time together. I really, really.
Me too.
I really, really do. The toll the show takes, just because it's so polarizing. Although I'm having so much fun with you guys, I'm ready to move on to something else. It just takes up a lot, especially when, like myself, who's a reviewer and trying to see everybody's perspective. But it's just like so many people on the show who just have been awful. And that's the thing. Like, I'm not used to so many people a part of the cast of Love Island to just not be likable. I'm not used to that. Maybe one or two. Every season has it. But there's so many people that are just not likable, and so many couples that should not be. This was a rough season to watch and review. I hope we can stick around together for another show. I think my second to last show, I'll take a poll on what you guys want to talk about moving forward after Love Island is done. But this show has been taxing. Very, very, very taxing.
There's more super chats.
Cameron, I love you. Saturday is when Halloween starts for us. I am so excited. I can't go out on tomorrow because everything will be closed, but also I have like work in the morning. But on Sunday is Halloween hunting time. I cannot wait. But Cameron said, I have a question. Who put those black girl bundles in Ariana's head? I have to be honest with you. When I saw her hair, I was just like, what is going on? Ariana's hair, like, the styling has been very ethnic specific.
It's supposed to be like a little updo, like
Listen, I'm waiting.
Elegant.
I'm waiting for her, for like the next episode, for her to come for her to enter the villa with like finger waves or waterfalls, or maybe a French roll. Cause who is doing her hair? I feel like I know what her hairstylist looks like, because these hairstyles have been very ethnic, very, Black American junior prom. That hairstyle, I was like, what is going on? What is going on? I love you, Cameron. Jimmy said most of the cast can't communicate and lack charisma. You hate to see it. True. Lil Love's Life. What's up? So the Casa Girls didn't do anything that bad. They were kind of annoying, but all the OG cast has been annoying as well. I feel like the audience is just so biased and wants to hate the Casa cast. Not me. If you've been here long enough, I'm not. I have always liked the Casa Girls, and at times felt protective because they were going into an environment where their goal is to steal a guy away, or coming into a coupling with a guy who was coupled up. So that hasn't been my take, or the take of anybody in the Star family that I've seen. The Casa Girls this season has been awful, Lolo. Like, you gotta be honest. They haven't been good. They came in fighting with the girls. They came in, and when they were in Casa, they were speaking negative about the girls. The girls have never done that to them. And we don't hate here. That's not what we do. We critique, but we do everything in love. You're mixing me up with somebody else. FD Standard said, I don't know why y'all keep singling out Aniya regarding Melanie's Sinister. Oh my God. It's weird. If Melanie wanted to stay without him, she could have told the producers to send her a bombshell to finish. Well, that's not how Love Island works. And the only reason why I don't know if you're talking to me, but the only reason why I was singling out Aniya was because she was the one that kept on saying Team Sincere and like fighting Melanie over it. So it was bothersome to me watching that, because I don't think you should be encouraging your friend to stay in a situation like that. But I did say that I understand what she's doing, and I think she just doesn't want her friend to leave. Hopefully. Mm-hmm. She does. WNC said Jen is the audience. She don't care about the fourth wall. She's been sitting in the cut, observing, waiting for her moment. When her voice is allowed to be heard, she doesn't miss at all. Double said Zach would get crushed like a grape on Traders, and it would be beautiful to see. Yeah, I think he will be out of his element on Traders, especially with the housewives. Definitely out of his element. Dr. Anmani said they need to do some type of psychological evaluation for future seasons, similar to how Married at First Sight does, although they fell at it. I agree. I absolutely agree, Dr. Anmani. Incompatibility test. I think they need an astrologer. I really, really do. I think they need somebody who is able to help them cast men and women who would be compatible, because we need the romance back on Love Island. We desperately need it. Lavender Girl said more viewers in season 7, and look how big Alandria is now. I just really thought that everybody seeing Alandria and Nick, and just how this show like really took over the timeline, I just thought that everybody was going to be a little, I don't know. I just felt like people were going to come in being strategic. It's just like everybody forgot that this show is filming them. Like, I don't know. I kind of miss the influencers. BBE said, I saw 2 brand offerings, Melanie brand deal discounts if she left sincere. I saw that too. She's losing opportunities sticking with that man, and I hate that for her. Shelly. Mm-hmm. Shelly. Shelly. She Baba Talk said Nicka Laundry was extremely marketable. Even Shelly just had that perfect commercial look. Absolutely. Zora said the fact that Britney is getting votes for compatibility based on longevity just tells me people don't care about compatibility. I think it's really just hard to look for compatibility on this season when we just really haven't had it. It's been this season was rough, y'all. We gotta be honest. This was a rough season. Um SEO said, I'm not sure Corbin is a narcissist. I haven't seen him in a love bomb way. He is selfish and shallow for sure. Yeah, I wouldn't call him that. He's 20. I don't think that Corbin is a narcissist. I think he's just 22. Khalil said the internet is misleading them into thinking the kitchen table talk, their inner monologue, yes, is okay for public consumption. People don't want to align their businesses with distasteful views. Yes. Oh my gosh. Like we're why is nobody thinking about brand safety? I don't know. I just am so like shocked that nobody's thinking about the opportunities that they can get from this show. Because with KC, the way he is now and how he's reflecting on how he looked, I'm just like, baby, did you not know? And I honestly think that they only thought that they were being filmed when the physical cameras were in front of their faces. I feel like
doing a lot of freaky deaky stuff.
Child, I feel like not all, I feel like the guys mainly, except for Zach, realized that the cameras were everywhere. In their rooms. In the closets at Casa. How did y'all not know that? It's so odd how this cast is leading out. Betty said Prince Carl's best speech for Princess Aniya. It's clear most of the boys besides him and Bryce don't read. Those other speeches were terrible. Aniya found her Prince charming in a safe space. Love that couple. Zora said, I want to believe Melanie is just trying to make it to the finals, hoping she doesn't continue when the show is over. I don't think she was just trying to make it to the finals. I think the girls want her to make it to the finals. So they're not letting Melanie leave. They want to be the final four. And I think they just might be. While Dreamy was upset, none of the guys' speeches for the girls were good at all, except for Carl's. The others were extremely brief in giving their circumstances and their couples. They weren't meaningful. Where is the romance? Where is the romance? Lolo said production hasn't sent enough people home this season. Yeah, and we haven't got enough bombshells. I feel like this season lacked eliminations and it lacked bombshells. Art World said Amora telling Gal how Jen dogs him in the dressing room, then turned around and get the most votes out. Ridiculous. It did not work in your favor, mama. I also want to say this. I feel like if Caleb didn't tell his older siblings how bad his relationship was with Jaden, he might still be there. It might be Kinsey and Dylan going home. But right before the recoupling, Caleb's going around telling his older siblings how bad his relationship is with Jaden. And then Jaden confronts him in front of the Islanders. And it's, and it's a little aggressive. And then they go and they have a shouting match right before recoupling. Here's the thing. If you're going to go on Love Island and you have some issues in your coupling, don't tell anybody and don't let anybody see you have an issue. It will be used against you. No matter how liked you are, it will be used against you. Play the game, baby. Hey, Lalo. Lalo said, is it because they haven't done that many dumpings this seasons? Other seasons, I felt like they had a lot more with bombshells. Yeah, yeah. Last season, poof, they were getting them out of there, child. They were getting them out of there. Dolly said, honestly, Nikki, I would guess too, but that's because I grew up on soap operas and telenovelas. I just want to be dramatic. Same. Tori said, when Ariana just says single and vulnerable, she pauses for a while before she says, and therefore dump from the island. It's a sort of dramatic dumping. Oh, I actually know. I absolutely know that. It's just every time they're shocked that somebody's eliminated. I don't think they watched this show, y'all. I don't think they watched this show. Chocolate Sooner said, I was so happy that Ken's is finally finding out that America nor the Villa people like her. That's why I think that movie night was a lot worse for them concerning Kenzie than what we watched. Because we weren't gagging because we had already seen it. I think they saw that and so much more because after movie night, everybody switched up on Kenzie. Everybody. While Dreaming said, I know I thought the same when she was like, OMG, Mel voted for Kenzie. Kata, you look like a dum-dum. Kenzie is nobody's friend. She about to find out. Dr. Nmani said, I had to dislike a lot of Kristen Blair's video this season, especially after they compared Aniya. Oh, who's that? Who's Kristen Blair? Are they former Love Island contestants? The Kennedy Reads, T. Kennedy Reads, said also, from a logistic standpoint, there was no reason for the 2 hearts to be placed with each vote. 1 heart would have sufficed. I agree. K235 said the gag is Corbin and Corbat and Parameter's relationship is lustful, and so was Corbat and Kenzie's because all 3 of them are lustful airheads. Well, you're right. Raby says Sincere at least played everybody, wasn't discriminating between the genders. He had everybody gagged at movie night. Everybody was just like, who the hell is this guy? Ciao. Who the hell was this guy? WNC said Sincere lies to everyone. The guys don't like that because now they realize Sincere sees them. Come on. How they treat women. Now everybody hurt. That's the thing. They was like, you only supposed to lie to the girls, not us. Sincere lies to everybody. Even himself. Even to the death. Okay? He lies to everybody. Please make sure you like the video, Star fam. Hey, Chris. Chris said, why split movie night into 2 parts when they were only going to show us 2 more videos? It was ridiculous. Same. That's why I don't think movie night part 2 got the same amount of views because it was lackluster. It really, really was. Art World said, I was so sad to see Caleb go. Then I laughed when Ariana did ask Al and Amora how they felt because she knew they were going, child. Hey, Monica. Monica said they should have sent Kenzie or Sincere home. Movie night would have been reason enough, and the obvious weak connections would have been easier to eliminate the next round. Here's the thing. Kenzie and Sincere and whoever is coupled up with them are in danger. That movie night was bad for them. Bad for them. Dr. Nmani said, I thought Amora played for the other team. Allegedly. We don't know for sure. We do not know for sure. But if she does, she's welcome here. Happy former pride. Dr. Nmani, thank you for your comment. Lavender Girl said Kenzie is probably writing about Melanie in her burn book. Absolutely. Absolutely. Here's the thing. It's on and popping. Excuse me. It's up for everybody in that villa that voted for Kenzie. So Melanie and Corbin, you better duck because she's not playing. She is not playing. That girl can hold a grudge. Khalil said Kenzie is selfish and self-centered. She's entitled. She's coded based on her phenotype. Her privilege is built into a system. I don't think it's moral, but she's working in a mindset I can only imagine. And mother, don't do rejection well. Chris said Kenzie surely knows she's as bad as sincere as this point. I don't think she does, because any critique that you have of Kenzie, she will reject it. The fact that she doesn't think that she's lustful is crazy. You knew Corbin for one day and he was French frying you. Mama. And for you to call Parmesan that, Parmesan was like, well, if it ain't pot meat kettle, who you talking to? Girl. Kenzie and Dylan are not making it out the villa. Like, the way Kenzie is going to show out now that she knows how people feel about her, child. If another bombshell come into that villa, bye, Dylan. Pretty Problem said Kenzie needs her own spinoff show. For the love of Kenzie, it might happen. It absolutely might happen.
I would watch it.
That's what I was about to say. I would watch. Unique said Kenzie still would have been splitting through the villa and giving handshake kisses to every man if it wasn't for that pesky movie night. Yep. Raby said Kenzie will explore. No one's going to stop her. She is not to be tamed. She was sick to her stomach when they forced her to close off. Chris said Melanie is getting the worst advice. I wish she had friends that were capable of seeing the damage she's done to her instead of focusing on how good of a friend he is to them. And my thing is, he wasn't a good friend to you guys. Y'all saw that. I am so anticipating this reunion because I have to see where everybody stands now that they have the same information that we have.
The reunion is going to be good.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's going to be good because we're going to hear about some stuff that we didn't see.
Mm-hmm. Smarty says KC is going to be good. He's not going to fall into the manosphere. He's going to end up rewatching this and going to have to relive the trauma. He got memes and the show to remind him. I hope that's the case. I really, really do, because we enjoyed him in the beginning. I hope that's the case, but as we saw with Huda, she was very repentant until she got her phone back, and them fans were telling her that everybody was wrong and she was right. 5 million of them. So let's just hope he makes the right choice. I can't find the comment. Yeah, BC Nick said nobody's as bad as Thou Shall Not Be Named from last season. Nobody. I don't think that anybody in the history of Love Island has been as horrible as that girl.
That's right.
Nobody.
Both of them.
Nobody. Hey, Chris says it's 11:23 over here. I just wanted to pop in and support the live and chat a bit. My hubby is going to kill me if I'm tired tomorrow. Happy Independence Day, everyone. I'm going to hit the sack. Thank you for being here, Chris. I truly appreciate you being a part of the Star family. Love you. Good night. Have a happy Independence Day. Zora says Casey is definitely being coddled and excused for something he already admitted to. While Aniya is being villainized for her response, the plot has definitely been lost. Welcome to the patriarchy. Even the guy admitted that he was wrong. Nobody's letting up on Aniya. And we all know if Aniya looked like Kata, the responses would be very different. The Black community needs an exorcism. Nicolandria Thony said Nicolandria is always going to be on top. All-time favorite. Karnaya is my second favorite. My all-time favorite couple, Serena and Cordell.
I knew you was going to say that.
I love them.
I love them too.
Still love them to this day. That's my all-time favorite. Nick and Alandria is second for me.
Nick and Alandria is my first.
Nikki and Landry's your first.
Yeah, and Serena and
Cordell.
Cordell's my second.
I love them too. I
love that they all hooked up.
Yeah, Serena and Cordell had me locked in. Like that couple had me so bad. I was watching Love Island standing up.
And they're still going strong.
I was locked in. I was in front of my TV every night, just taking them in. They're my all-time fave. Pretty problem said they want to bully Aniya so bad she's siding with Sincere because she knows Melanie is not changing and doesn't want to get in the middle. It's a losing battle. Here's the thing. Aniya won. They tried it with Melanie, right? Melanie's still in the house. They tried it with Melanie, still in the house. So listen, let them talk. Let them hate. All they do is add to the motion. The Bratz Pack will be fine. Yes. Jakara said, hey, will you and Arnold talk about the BET Awards? Yes, we're trying to find a day. We're trying to find a day where we can do it. We are in different time zones, so it's been a little difficult. But hopefully Monday, we're trying to make that happen. But we are going to talk about it. Don't you worry. Passion said it's funny how production knew exactly what type of woman it would take to pull KC from the winning couple. Here's the thing. KC reminds me of a person who is stuck in between two worlds. They're stuck in between one world where they are successful and they succeed and they win everything, and they're stuck between the world that is familiar. It happens to a lot of people. It's the people who have potential who never leave their neighborhood, and it's the people who have potential who knows that they can't get to where they need to be until they leave that neighborhood. That's where he is. I hope he makes the right choice because he got great potential. But sometimes them neighborhoods, them cities, them small towns be devouring people, and it's hard to get out of it. I say that as somebody who knows some very talented people who are stuck because they never left a situation that wasn't serving them. So he had an opportunity to go far, and he chose to go back. I hope that's his last time making a decision like that. Be Yourself said, I agree. Casey and Aniya are immature, and although I'm not a Casey fan and I want the best for the guy, I don't ever want him to be a Corbin. Same. Nonsense says, I think it's okay for us to critique Core 4 and how they move within the relationship with each other and their men. Oh, absolutely. Did I say we couldn't? Or are you talking about somebody else? Let me know. I think it's absolutely fine. For me, I'm very protective of when we speak about women, especially Black women, and especially dark-skinned women, because I think a lot of people are not decolonizing and decentering and realizing how they are responding to human beings making a decision that they do not like, right? Because even I see it in the comments with, KC and Aniya, everybody wants to redeem KC. But when it comes to Aniya, the guillotine. And it's not because Aniya made this great offense. It's because Aniya is a woman, and Aniya is Black, and Aniya is dark. You got to recognize what that is, because there's nothing, if you don't like her, there's nothing that she could do to make you like her. And you're going to make up a billion excuses of why you don't like this young woman that you do not know, because you want to dance around the fact or not admit that you have internalized anti-Blackness. And it always comes out like people who have internalized anti-Blackness, that demon lays dormant for a very long time, but for some reason, a dark-skinned person, especially a dark-skinned black woman, even worse, a dark-skinned black child, brings out the worst in you, because that anti-blackness finds a victim that it can harm and not suffer any consequences. That's why you feel so brave and so emboldened to speak about this young woman this way, because you know that she will not be protected. That's not happening here. So I am very gentle in how I critique her, because I know I have to be. I know I have to be. I know I have to be. Um, Not just from my own experience, every dark skinned black woman has the same experience. So I have to be. So you can absolutely give your critiques. You are going to find a way to talk about that lady, that young lady, with grace and care, because you're able to find it with somebody light and you're able to find it with a man. Find it with her, especially if you come here. Devonda said Melanie chose Sinister, and Aniya knows Melanie ain't leaving Sinister, and Melanie's sister should be mad at Sinister instead of her friends in the villa. Did you guys ever send me what her sister was saying? Because I don't follow the families. The only family member that I know about is Aniya's mom, because she comes across my threads a lot. But I don't know about Melanie's sister. Um, I love that you guys are talking to each other. You know what I mean? I love to see that you guys are like creating relationships in the chat. Khalil said some people don't see bad character as wrong, but people have a right to not support it. It's like he can stay in the bubble, but I want to be out of the bubble. I want to pull as many people out. Agreed. Agreed. Yes, it is. I'm actually looking forward to that. Raby said, so Love Island Games is like Survivor in Love Island. Yes. I think we're going to get Love Island Games in September. I think that's when we're going to get it. God, threads is blowing up. What did I write? Every time I get on here, my thread that I wrote starts taking off, and I'm like, am I being dragged? Lilo said the fact that Jen and Caleb were bombshells who haven't had a real connection for weeks was a problem. They should have been dumped long ago and bombshells rotated in there. I absolutely do agree with that. I'm 50 Gold said, after watching an update on Leah and Miguel today, I realized none of these couples have What's going on with Leah and Miguel? I'm just concerned for Leah. Is everything okay? Let me know. Let me know. In the spring said everybody forgets Aniya told them they were toxic in the beginning. I think she's just rocking with whatever Mel wants and is going to do. I think so too. Here's the thing. At that age, I made myself like my friends' boyfriends, even though I knew that they were garbage, because at some point you realize she's not leaving. And you got to fake like you like that dude until she wakes up. That's going to be all of your 20s. When you get to your 30s, you're going to dump that friend because you don't need that stress in your life. You do not need that stress in your life, but that's going to be the majority of your 20s, faking like you like your friend's terrible boyfriend. Just so you can have some peace in your relationship, in your friendship. Yes, Mom?
Also, in your 20s, you make a lot of, dumb decisions.
Yeah.
Like, you're just learning how to make decisions for yourself. So
true.
All of them aren't going to be the wisest, but
exactly,
you learn.
Exactly.
I think you guys are too hard on it.
Me too. Dr. Edmani said, I wish them all well, though. They are still young and have their lives ahead of them. Trust they will get opportunities as they develop more. Absolutely. Absolutely. BY said, no one is foreseeing the missed opportunities they have lost. Just sad. I would have thought that people would watch how Ace moved and would have learned from that. Y'all came on the show and got worse. Baby, the way I would have left the villa a multimillionaire. Ciao. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Yes. I am 50 Gold said they came in looking for a hot boy summer and not thinking about career choices or brand deals. Here's the thing. I am absolutely fine with people who just like, I'm just going to come on the show to have fun and have a good time. I am fine with that. You don't have to come on wanting brand deals and followers when you come out. That's absolutely fine. At least know that you're being watched. Show up in a way that will benefit you when you leave this villa. You're not too young to understand that. That just gags me. That just gags me. Chocolate Sooner said Kuman's haircut leads me to believe that he doesn't have any mirrors. Oh my God, the way he is jacking up Corbin's hairline. He just takes it back further and further every day. I'm like, Corbin, you can't tell that your hairline is shifting? Get Casey away from your head. BY said production will have shred and dice this season. Too many losses from this season. The casting is misdirected. Yeah, the casting was weird. Weird. Monica said, I'm also equally embarrassed for Kata and Mel, saying, oh, they're YouTubers. Oh. Yikes. The chat was talking about some people. I thought they were former Love Island members. They're YouTubers. And here's the thing, and I'm absolutely saying this in love, guys, because I don't think that you guys are doing this maliciously. If you have critiques of YouTubers and like fellow people who are doing the same thing that I do, and you disagree with them, and you know what, Dr. Armando, let me take you off because I don't want you to think that this is a chastisement. I just saw the comment. For me, because in a sense we're like colleagues, it doesn't look good for me if you are dragging these people in the chat and then they come here and think I'm fostering a hate train. I will always be responsible for that because this is my home and I'm hosting you guys. So, any critiques that you have of people who are not me, let's just, leave them for the Discord. Because I just, I don't want people to be like, oh, you created a hate train. Your subscribers were saying these things and you didn't stop it. And it'll always be my fault. I'm the Aniya in these YouTube streets. But I absolutely say it in the love. I'm just trying to catch something before it becomes something. Thank you all. I love you so much. Because I don't know those people and I don't want them to come here if they do and see that these comments are happening and not like watching the whole live and thinking that I said something to create the comments to look the way they look. No matter how you slice it, it will be my fault. Thank you for understanding. In the springtime said, anyone clocking Aniya is being used to drive engagement. Since the cast photos dropped, her name has been in these streets. Oh yeah, the same thing happened with Alandria. Remember, Alandria could not leave last season. She wanted to go. She was ready. The show kept on saving her. And she was like, I'm still here. She was so ready to go. But this was her season at this point. Everybody was talking about the girl. So the show is like, we can't let her leave. So they kept on creating these fake scenarios to save her. So I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. Be Yourself said, I was happy BET showed Delandria, and I love Janet and Tayana, and I love that Delandria had her bag. Look at our diamond. Just shining. That's shining. Oh, thank you, Nonsense Behavior. I don't know, because here's the thing. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I got 30 minutes of material. After that, I don't know what I'd be saying. So I don't know if I said something to make you guys react that way. So I'm always just like, are you talking to me? Because you probably could be. So that's why. But thank you so much for the clarity. Thony's tops. Mine are NikkiNicoleStar, of course, Karnaya, NikkiNicoleStar for intelligence and chemistry, Karnaya for maturity and softness, Cardina for good and fun vibes. I can agree with that list. I can agree with that list. Khalil said, I think KC likes Carl. I think he's studying him. Every time the camera's on Carl alone, KC's watching him. I think he's aspiring to incorporate some of his traits. I think so too. We also have to realize he's 23. KC is still trying to find himself. Because we didn't know that KC could be like this until Corbin came into the villa. So he's constantly absorbing somebody's personality because he has yet to like find himself in who he will be, because he's probably not yet comfortable in who he is. That takes some time. JL, hey JL said, when Parmita said Melanie deserved better, I saw a little bit of 27. Yes. But when she said Corbin and she had deep chats, she lost me again. That's the thing. That one comment to Melanie, I said, oh, who's that? Bring her back. That's who we want to see on this show. Thank you. Like, it's getting real ghetto in here. Let's calm down. The fireworks are starting, y'all. Be Yourself said, I like Trinity, but not more than Aniya. I like the same, to be honest. Not like last year when I had a preference for Ola, but if either win, I'll be happy except for that pesky Bryce. Oh, Bryce is touching that money. If Bryce ain't touching that money, Carl is touching that money. I would much rather give the money to Carl, but I think Brinity is taking it home. Speaking of home, I got to put my home back together. I have been in here shaking and baking all day. Guys, can I just tell you something? I was so proud of myself. Like, I really cooked my face off. And if you've watched my vlogs, which are coming back, if you watch my vlogs, when I start like cooking for like the events that my family and I are hosting, because we are a hosting family, child, I always get overwhelmed with the menu at some point. And it's the menu I created. It was a breeze for me this time. Am I growing? Is this maturity? I planned properly. I had all my ingredients. I didn't have to leave and go to the store or send somebody to get anything. I had everything. All of my meals were ready to go. Hours before the guests arrived. I had time to sit down and take in a YouTube video or two. I was so freaking proud of myself. I'm growing up, y'all. I'm starting to become the hostess with the mostest, but I got to put this kitchen back together before tomorrow. So let me get off of here and put my kitchen back. Again, thank you all so much for joining me. Before we get out of here, I want to get my final super chat from Marani. Thank you so much. Marani said, oh, Miguel, I was thinking of how problematic it was for him to be friends with Luis. Oh my gosh. For as long as he was, even though he ended up dropping him for his career. How Miguel didn't see that Louis was a leech and an opportunist. Discernment was off real bad. Real bad. Thank God that friendship is done. Thank you so much, Marani, for the super chat. And thank you. Wait. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I have so many events that I am like hosting, and I'm also prepping for my harvest party. She's growing. She's growing. Thank you all so much, and thank you for empathy. You have just been so amazing throughout this. I know it's been tough. Shout out to my moderators. These are some of the largest chats we have ever had, and you guys have been doing so well. I thank you so much, and I thank you, E for Empathy, for leading the charge. E for Empathy said, "Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Star Fan, for remembering to hit the like button, share and hype the video. I hope you all have a lovely weekend and see you Sunday night." If you guys can hear these fireworks, this is insane, LA. This is insane. But yes, thank you all for joining me. I say this every time because I absolutely mean it. It means so much to me that you have so many people to choose from, but you choose me. Who doesn't like being picked? Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful Independence Day. Or so first of all, I'm not really on it because I'm a Juneteenth girl. But if I was in Philly right now, baby, if you are in Philly, have fun. I know you're going to have a ball, but have fun, guys. Be safe. Get some headphones if you live in LA, because the fireworks are going to be going on for a very long time. If you're like me and you are having a Juneteenth part 2, celebrate, enjoy. It is all of our time to celebrate how any way we desire or want to. I love you all. Have a good night, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are watching me. And I will see you soon for something else. I'll see you Sunday for Love Island and the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Love you all. Night. Arrivederci. Oh my God. Those fireworks are so freaking loud.